Hi artists, today we're going to be making pictures of rabbits. I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to have a lot of fun. Here we go. So to begin, you're going to need a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be white, it can be whatever color you'd like it to be. And you're also going to need a pencil. I always recommend starting in pencil first instead of marker because if you need to make a change, it's much easier to do that with a pencil eraser, and it's kind of impossible to make a change with a marker unless you're problem solving. So here we go. This is how we're gonna draw our rabbits today. We're gonna start in pencil first. After pencil, I highly recommend outlining your rabbit, and you can outline with whatever art supplies you have available. If you have a Sharpie like I do, you can use a Sharpie, you can use a crayon, you can use any kind of marker. It's really up to you, but it always makes lines look really nice and defined. And for the finale, feel free to add a little bit of color or a lot of bit of color. I didn't use too much color. I just added a little bit of color to the ear and the nose. I did some little grass details at the bottom. You can do way more. You can write a message. You can add a sky. Maybe there's flowers. Really, you can be super, super creative. So here we go. We're gonna start to draw our rabbits. Now, when you're drawing your rabbit, I want you to start with a backward C shape first. Not a forward C shape, a backward C shape. And don't worry about the C shape being perfect. It's not going to end up being a C shape in the end, so don't worry about how it looks, okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a rabbit foot. I'm going to add a straight line right over here at the bottom of the C shape. And then I'm going to make that line curve up, and this is going to represent the rabbit's foot, but to make it look more like a foot, I'm going to add a little curve here so that it looks like it has a little toe. Okay, now rabbits, they kind of hop around, and I want you to create a curved line from the foot to almost the center of the C shape to make it look like it's that rabbit's foot, and you can kind of see the rabbit forming, okay? Now, the next thing we're gonna do is a little bit tricky. We're gonna have to make it look like there's a foot behind the foot that we've already drawn. So what I want you to do is I want you to create another straight line a little bit above the straight line for the foot, and then I want you to do that same kind of curve. You can kind of curve up the foot. You can add a little curve line to be representative of a toe. And then you're gonna kind of create the rabbit's chest. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make a line that kind of curves, and you want it to curve so it looks like his chest is a little puffed out. You're gonna make that line from the foot about to here. You don't want it to go above this line, okay? Now what we're gonna do next is we're gonna be making the rabbit's face. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make kind of like you're drawing a football shape. Think about a football shape, and I want you to make that football shape, but then stop, because we need to add the rabbit's ear. When you're adding an ear, I want you to think about kind of almost like a long leaf shape. Add a long, skinny oval to the top, and you can kind of have it be pinched a little bit at the top, almost like the football shape you drew for this part. This would be the nose. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of curve the line, and I'm gonna connect these two lines here. I'm gonna connect this with this. So this would be the back of the rabbit's head, but my rabbit looks a little funny because he only has one ear. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make another ear, and I'm gonna have to make it overlapped. Overlapping is when you put one thing on top of something else. So kind of like what we did with the foot, we're gonna do the same thing to the two ears, okay? Now that we have the shape, we're ready for the details. We can add the detail of the rabbit's inner ear. So kind of like a smaller ear shape. You could draw that there. I'm gonna add a little curved line over here, kind of like half a U shape for the rabbit's little nose. And then for the rabbit's eye, I'm gonna add kind of like an oval shape, almost like an almond or a football shape. And then I'm gonna leave a circle inside of that. And then what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna finish it up with adding the tail. And I'm just gonna make a little puffy, almost like cloud shape. That's gonna represent the tail. And then you've got your rabbit.